Good afternoon, traders. This is Brad Matheny. Today is the 28th of July. This is the Plan Your Trade Sunday edition for the SPY and the QQQ. Now, today we're going to discuss a couple of interesting things. Number one, we're going to go over the cycle patterns. We have a flat down pattern setting up on Monday. We have a pop trigger setting up on Tuesday. We have a bottom rally start setting up in a counter trend mode. So now this would typically end up being a trending upward pattern in an upward trend. We need to see how this plays out over the next couple days. Typically in counter trend modes, what I try to do is look at the last 3 to 5 bars to determine what we're actually looking at as far as counter trending. In other words, if the last 3 bars are up, generally 3 to 5 bars, then counter trending would be down. If the last 3 to 5 bars are down, then counter trending would be up. So we need to kind of watch how this plays out. Right now, I am predicting kind of a topping pattern to set up, and we will see. Then we move into a base rally in trend mode. So again, this leads me to believe that this may be some sort of a topping pattern before we move into the base rally mode. Then we get into a breakaway. Then notice through the weekend, we see a bottom 103, an up, down, up, top resistance, flat down, harami, inside breakaway. Then we get into down here in the middle of August, a breakaway, rally, carryover. So I'm looking at, pretty strong upward trending here. Maybe some consolidation. Will rally first part of the week, consolidation mid late week, and then maybe a breakaway on Friday, and then a breakaway, rally, carryover. To me, it's pretty aggressive to the upside. Carryovers in counter trend mode. We have a counter trend mode in up, down, up here. This would be a down, up, down. So we could watch maybe, potentially down, up, down, carrying over into here. We'll see how it plays out. But I've drawn these here. You can see the new bars. Spread this out. See the new bars with expectations here. Flat down, moderate uptrend, topping pattern, bottom rally, and then another carryover. Essentially a duplicate of this, maybe a little bit smaller. I'm really looking for the SPY to move above this 554, 555 area. I've drawn it right out here. This is kind of my area that I need to see the SPY move above. And what I wanted to highlight to all of you today is that I believe we're going to be moving into what's called a vortex rally. So now I want you to understand this vortex rally is something kind of important. A vortex rally is something that's my name for a set of underlying financial conditions that are taking place right now. And I'm just going to leave this here, make this huge, because it is so important that you understand where we're at in this trend. If this pullback is what my data says it is, then we will continue to see a big, broad, and I'm going to show you what a vortex rally does. A big, broad vortex sucking capital into the US markets, rallying higher like a tornado, and moving into a big, broad, vortexing type of price action, which is what I tried to draw right here. I'll make them some bright color for you. I'll make them bright red, and I'll make this one bright red. If my analysis is correct, we're going to enter into a period between now and basically throughout all of maybe 2025, entering into this broad vortexing rally phase. And I am going to just explain to you what this vortexing is. Vortexing is when the US economy and the US dollar become the most dominant asset class on the planet. And it means that really, how does something like that happen? It happens because global currencies and global economies just are not able to keep up with a US economy. And what happens is just like a tornado, we start with a small little tornado, very tiny, and it starts building, it builds, and before you know it, it's bigger and bigger and bigger, and it just keeps cycling. And then before you know it, it's 3 miles wide and ripping capital from all over. And what ends up happening in this scenario is it's a cycle. Capital rushes into the US market seeking safety and security, driving the US market, the US dollar based assets higher. Generally, any sound asset class is available. That means blue chips, that means mid cap, that means small cap. Could even mean some, some very undervalued sectors could see some real benefits here as long as they're essentially not losing money consistently. And it's a repetitive cycle. Pulls money in, builds strength into asset classes in the U.S. stock market and U.S. dollar-based assets. That rally then drives the market higher because the U.S. markets are already, engaged in upward trending and monetary compensation through 401ks and IRAs. Every month, literally hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars go into the stock market as far as contributions, and then it continues to suck in more money, deploy efficiently, rally higher, right. The continued cycle is just suck in money, rally, suck in money, rally, suck in money, rally, suck in money, rally, until this dichotomy changes, until the 900-pound gorilla, which is the US stock market, actually breaks away from this dominant cycle. We are going to see this vortexing continue to take place, and it's going to get really exciting because, as tiny as I've drawn it here, the vortexing can continue for many years. And again, my proprietary research, which is not available on TradingView, is showing me that this is a very real possibility up into this area of the market into 2025, maybe into the first half of 2025. So be aware that this vortex rally is very likely to have set up right now based on the data that I'm seeing. And all those what I call crash test dummies, the ones that go out and tell you the markets are going to crash every 4 or 5 days. Well, good luck with that. I'm not in that camp. I don't see it happening, especially with the data that I'm looking at right now. I see a real strong chance at a speculative bubble initiating again, starting right now. And so understand that a speculative bubble like we had after COVID could be relative to expectations in the presidential election, or could be relative to other aspects that I'm not paying attention to. But, really, this vortex move, the 900-pound gorilla, is the US stock market. And that is what is going to drive this, in my opinion. The 900-pound gorilla is the US stock market and the US dollar. And what we're seeing right now is this shakeout looks to be mostly related to foreign market expectations. And really, we need to see this thing play out. So I'm going to try to get rid of the messaging here, but we need to see this play out. And I'm going to tell you that 555 area, I'll come back right over here, auto scale, drag this back over. And we are really looking at that 554 to 555 area, guys. In my opinion, we've got to get back above that level before we can actually see any real upward trending. So everything that goes on down here where we're at 544 and a half roughly, all of this is counter trend until we get above that 554, 555 area. all of this is a bullish counter trend, meaning this is the general trend right now. Below this level, we stay very, very prone to downward trending. So again, until we get above this 554, 555 level, I'm not looking to be overly aggressive to the upside, even though I just told you that my research suggests we are going to move into this vortex trending. The real opportunity comes right in this area. So once we get above this area and can start to rally, that's where the real opportunity sets up. If you're going to go long down here in this area, keep your long trades fairly well protected and use 1/3 or 1/4 allocations. Even though it looks like we're going to be going up, be protective because I could be wrong. Okay, I'm not saying I can read the future perfectly, but I am trying to do my best to help you guys out. Okay, guys, that's it for now. We're going to do these cycle patterns roughly 1 week at a time. I want you guys to see the real value in them. We're going to continue going for a little bit longer and pay attention to my Vortex Rally claim. If my analysis is correct, boy, oh boy, oh boy, we are going to have a very interesting next 16 to 24 months, maybe longer. Okay, talk to you later.